Okay. Is it live? Yeah, we're live. Welcome to my first stream. I think I was talking to myself previously. Um, okay, let's wait a few minutes and then start. And in the meantime, I have to say that I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not a financial advice. This is just me having fun with charts, as I'm not no expert. Oh, I have to mute it. Okay. I have a chat right here on my mobile phone. I'm on a laptop at my parents' place where I used to live in my old room where I used to where I used to game with my friends during long long nights. I have an agenda. So we're gonna go through some basic stuff, some basic Elliott wave rules, accompanied by later with my tweets, with my analysis. That is all coming together like a puzzle. So um, so far it's been very accurate. I hope that it still remains that way, but if not, I'm gonna notify you on Twitter or on X as we go. But it's just remarkable how it's all playing out like it should. Please do let me know if my microphone is okay, is my if my audio is fine, or if I have to put it a bit louder. And hello to everyone in the chat. Okay, I think we can start now. Let's start with some Elliott wave analysis. Elliott wave rules. So basics on Elliott waves are 5 waves that form an impulse before a correction. Um, let me just balance this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Main rules of the Elliott wave say that wave 4 must not come in the territory of wave 1, otherwise it's invalidated. Same thing is with wave 2. Wave 2 must not go below wave 1. Third rule, and the last rule, is that the third wave must not be the shortest. This would be invalidation. We're gonna go through a few examples, few clean examples of these waves. I've analyzed countless examples of altcoins for 2017 and 2021, and they all follow the same structure and the same rules. We can start with 2017, and I'll go to Sia coin, the coin that I most often have as a reference for 2017 cycle, as it is so clean. You can see here all 3 rules of Elliott waves are intact. Wave 4 did not go into wave 1. Wave 2 did not go to the base of wave 1, and wave 3 is not the shortest. Usually this is the strongest one, and the most gains are made in the third one. You can see the base starts here. This is just wrong data. 36, 38x compared to like 100 and something x. Usually wave 1 and wave 5 are equal often are equal in gains. You can see here 35x compared to wave 5, that is like 30x, 33x. They can be the same in length, but it's not a prerequisite. This one is, for an example, 130 days. This happened only in, just a second, only in 60 days, 60-ish days, 70 days, yeah. Next example that I'm gonna go through, this was an example for 2017. So next one is going to be for 2021. And this is going to be Phantom. Same thing. Wave 4 did not go into wave 1. Wave 2 did not go below wave 1. And the third wave is usually the longest. Gains, again, 30x compared to wave 5. Again, this is roughly the same height. Whereas wave 3 was the strongest one. So usually I like to reference gains for wave 3 are 2 to 3 times as much as wave 1. So for comparison, 30x versus 75x. That is roughly 2.5 times the amount of wave 1. Okay, these were the two examples. And now we're gonna go to others dominance. You know, just a second. Perhaps this will be better. Yeah, this is the entire history from the others dominance. For those of you that don't know, others dominance is the amount of market cap that flows into the altcoins relative to total market cap. And you can see here that we have 5 waves, not as clear as on the altcoins, but we do have 5 waves in every cycle that we so far had, 2 previous cycles. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in 2017, same for 2021. And what is interesting on this chart is that every time that wave 1 happens, there's a halving event. Just at this point, either it is at close to the top or before the top. We had one just after, in April this time. We had one in 2016 in July, just at the top, and we had one in 2020, just a few months before the top. A few months. Yeah, a few months. I was playing with these lengths of time for cycles on alts just today. I don't know how accurate they are. I have to check this out, so I'll probably post this on Twitter later in next week. But you can see that they are roughly at the same length from bottom to top, from bottom of wave 1 to top of wave 5. This entire impulse took the same length pretty much. That would put us, if we were to follow this, that would put us around September. And September is just it's a date, it's a month that has so many confluences, and I'll show you why, that I've come across numerous of my analysis. Okay. I'll probably be taking some altcoin requests at the end, depending on how much time I'll take to explain everything, because I have to go to sleep. My children wake up at 5 something in the morning, and I'm not feeling good right now. Hope everything's okay. Let me check the chat. Does the rule forbid weeks of wave 4 into territory of wave 1? That's a good question. No, I don't think so. But in these leverage markets, like altcoins, I oftentimes make an exception, and the count is still valid. Okay, I think we're good. Second thing I wanted to discuss, now that we've gone through some basic Elliott wave stuff, is my post this post. I don't know if you're familiar, but I've often referenced 2017 as a blueprint to current market cycle. And you can see here, I recently posted this. Okay, disregard everything that's here. I've posted this fractal. So the bottoming structure from 2015-16 is the same pretty much that we had right now. We had the first wave, we had the second wave, and it's mimicking pretty much 280 if I overlaid. What would cement this comparison in my eyes is if we stall here a bit, 2 to 3 weeks in this area, but I would like to see one more push bit above monthly resistance that we're currently at, and just consolidate above it before the true alt season, this expansion starts. If I go back to this post, I think you have both posts that I'm going to reference linked in the description of the video, so you can check that out. But when I compare two coins, Sia coin and Tau from this cycle, I noticed how similar the lengths of these waves that we've completed now are, wave 1 to wave 2. Meanwhile, halving event was just after the top. So wave 1 took 140-ish days. The wave 2 took 160 days. Whereas Tau took 136 days, and to reach the bottom, it took 151 days, which is pretty much a few days apart, which is just bizarre. So if we keep mimicking this stuff, tops should be around mid-February, and the entire cycle top should be at September. And I've mentioned September already. Just to see it, we are currently in our wave 3, wave 4, and last wave 5, which should be the most impulsive wave. Wave 3 should be the strongest, wave 4 should correct the same amount to wave 2, and wave 5 should be the quickest, the most impulsive one. I think I wanted to mention something else. Yeah, I've been tracking this since August, since we were here, since after the liquidation on 5th of August. And the last update I've made, we've been at the same point from the bottom, 112 days at this fib, at this golden pocket, compared to Sia coin again. We were here, but just the same length, the same place in length. Okay, next thing I wanted to point out. Okay, so September is the month to remember. Next tweet I have to go through is this one. So ever since my wife spot the top in April, I was extremely humbled. I never paid attention to astrology, I guess, because she mentioned in April that there was some bad energy, that planets were aligned in a, I don't know, mysterious ways or whatever. I just said, yeah, okay. And that was pretty much the top. Here. Then charting guy showed us this chart of eclipses, where lunar and solar eclipses marked the tops and bottoms from this cycle. So top was before the eclipses happened. Bottom was before the eclipses happened. Top was before these eclipses happened. So I don't know why. You have to go and check that out. I haven't personally, but I'm very interested why. So I went and checked other cycles, how that played out. This was the top in 2021, where top was in 42 days before the first eclipse happened. Top here in November was 1 week before the eclipse happened. Same thing as we had here in all the prior examples of this year, this cycle. Then I went to 2017. Top happened again 49 days. This was, I think this was a bit later, if a bit less if I switched to 1 day. It was 44, I think. But again, top happened before these eclipses occurred. Same thing here. Both corrections that we had in this parabolic blow of top happened during or started just before these eclipses occurred. So it's pretty weird, wild, why these things happen. Then something that should, I don't know, did blew my mind. Where would tops happen if we continue to mimic? Again, wait a second. This is all speculative. So we have eclipses coming up in March. We have eclipses coming in September. So if I reference this tweet back, top with comparison to 2017 would come in September, mid-September, let's say, yeah, second part of September. This one starts in 10th of March, and normally we top a few weeks or a week or so before these eclipses occur. So this is a great confluence for to be prepared in February-ish for a top to come in. I think it's safe. It's safe to sit on your hands for a few weeks now, January especially, where I think that we will accelerate. Probably have one correction before that, soon-ish. Before the top comes in here, where we should finish our third wave, the most powerful wave on alts, correct, and finish our cycle in September. Because this is a confluence again, top on 5th of September. This is just, I don't know, I was left speechless. And I don't know if I should follow these solar and lunar cycles or whatnot. I'm still skeptical, although I have accurate data just in front of me. But something to add to your, thinking, to your exit strategy of how and when you're gonna go out of the market. Hope everything's clear. Any questions, perhaps? I don't know. 25 listening to me. Okay. I think that's mostly what I wanted to say. I don't know if I've been clear or not. I hope I was. But all in all, let's see. Tau. All in all, this is what I think it's coming. I don't think anyone is ready for what is coming. And nobody believed me when I said that at the bottom. A bit more are starting to believe me now, but I think this impulse will take everyone off guard. No, this is not just about Tau, this is about every altcoin. You can see that those that weren't moving in 2021 are moving now, like XRP, for example. So that's just a great showcase of how everything will rise with this tide. I still think that lots of gains were to be made. Lots of gains are still on the table. Even if you are sideline, an entry here would still be, in my eyes. Don't take this too seriously, but I still expect on my portfolio about 10x from here, which is not completely crazy. I'm lost a bit. So, yeah, if we were to mimic, like, I'll take Tower for example. If we were to mimic 2017, target for Tao is at the 23 extension, which is 13,000, and it's roughly 20x from here. My minimum for Tao was at roughly here, 2,700. If we were to go by the rules that wave 4 must not come in the territory of wave 1. And if correction, sorry, I'm gonna take this off the table. And if the correction measured from top to bottom on Tao, week was here, around 79%. For it to not go into the territory of wave 1, you see where it needs to land. And usually these both waves, wave 2 and wave 4 corrective waves, are of the same magnitude, the same drawdown, the same correction. I can show you a few examples of that. So I'm mostly comparing now with Sia Coin and Phantom, but I've gone through numerous other charts from 2017 to the previous cycle, and and all are valid. So are the ones that I'm just using as, to go up. Correction here, 84%. Correction here, 85%. Phantom. Wave 2, 75%. Wave 4. And this was a little deeper, but you get my point. Okay, I'm looking at chat now. Is this also price prediction or pure time guess? This is more of a cyclic prediction in time. I don't want to, and I think I'm gonna make a post about it. I'm not gonna predict any prices, purely because of my experience with this, as I was so infatuated with prices last cycle that the coin needs to hit a certain level, that I completely forgot my plan and got wrecked in the process. Luckily, Luna hit $100, so I exited from my 70-cent initial entry. But yeah, I was not proud of that. So I think it's irresponsible to post price predictions if it's not backed by a concrete evidence. Price prediction. There is something interesting. Sorry, I caught cold. There is something interesting how you can determine price targets. If you look at my post here, you can have at least minimum targets for alts. Everything above that is just a plus. Do go over this. Dino coins, Sia coin again. Something interesting just to note on alts is this. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 3, wave 5 both hit this diagonal. Solana both hit the diagonal. This is one thing that you can reference for your exit strategy, but this is just, you know, that um, upper target. This is for wave 5, obviously, not wave 3. Any new ideas of your exit strategy? I'm gonna go into more detail as we go, probably after the new year, when I will have more data to go by. Question: when do you think the first deep correction happens? More than 10%. On for Bitcoin. I think we're having a correction on Bitcoin soon, especially if we are mimicking the same type of PA that we did last year. There's a second pattern. I think you've all seen this chart laying around. So I don't know if we are going to get it, but judging by alts, and I'll show you later, I'm more inclined to think that we are. This is a liquidation that we had. It was a liquidation that we had back then as well. Here, this is the liquidation. And one more push before a correction after the ETF approval. 20%. And if you go above and sweep the lows, 20%-ish. What that would do to alts, I think a correction of 30% is not out of the question. Depends on how high we're gonna go now. There are coins that are so far quite extended, haven't had a proper drawdown. This itself was 25% correction, so if we go a bit higher, correct, 30% is okay. And you gotta remember that waves like this are gonna come, and they're gonna be brutal, and they're gonna be frequent. So the volatility is a price we pay for gains that we're about to have. Don't you think the gains to be made are less this cycle because of the huge amount of coins? No, I don't think so. I still think that greed knows no bounds. And everything I'm going by is just judging from historic price action and price action that we're experiencing now. Still, I don't know. If I'm gonna theorize, then I still think rotation is what is going to drive every coin, because when greed sees an opportunity, it's going to get it one way or the other. There was a consensus that there's not going to be any all season because ETFs are going to just suck the liquidity out and funds are not going to flow into altcoins, but you can see that's just not true. XRP made like 3x in like a few weeks, even more. So no, I don't think that. Can I see this data you showed for Tao also on Rio? Charts are very different to each other. Charts are very different to each other, but I perhaps could try, I don't know, perhaps next week. Could you please have a look at DAG? Okay, let me just leave this for the end, and we're heading towards the end right now. Act Osmo Act, is this Akash? Okay. Um, any more questions, perhaps, in regard to the cycles? Do you actually believe that we're gonna go into an alt season from here? Okay. Let's look at some alts now. So, the I think the KuCoin has a good. Oh, okay. Okay, I've done this already. Um, Constellation was a terrific gainer last cycle. Remember that one. I was so salty because I wanted to go in here. Um, this is 2000. This one actually swept the lows. What altcoins in majority need to do now is just battle some higher time frame resistances, and the easiest way to determine those resistances is just to look at price action and where and the areas that was most frequently traded, and you can see that this area is probably the strongest that Constellation has to go with. Yeah. Next one should be this one. And you can switch to higher time frames to determine resistances. Yeah, this underside resistance. Hopefully this is a retest of this high. About Constellation. I think the chart looks good. Like every altcoin. So I think this one will run as well. Just I don't know 300%. This was wave 1 on most alts, but Constellation swept the lows. So this is technically not wave 1 and wave 2. I don't know how this will play out, but I wouldn't be surprised if this actually was wave 1 and wave 2 and we're to the 3 and 4 and 5. This is altcoins. This is they are very volatile, so I'm not um, taking that out of the question. Bitcoin dominance and others dominance shows that we will. Shows what? Shows what? Please be specific more. Okay, let's go to Akash. Oh, is it Akash? Is it Akash? Yeah, Akash. Okay. March. Okay. This is a good one. Obviously, I've looked at it before. Yeah, this one's great. This looks great. You can see that these resistances were cleared with force. Not much to go over. Oh, okay. You can see how it's hitting this breaker, and you also have a top here. So pretty strong resistances for Akash at around $5 and here at 4.5. This is a clear wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4 and 5 still to go. Blow off the alt season. Yeah, I agree. Osmo. Osmosis. Wasn't there some bad tokenomics on Osmo or something? Thought wave 2. Yeah, same thing. Wave 1, wave 2 didn't go below. Correction of. Okay, this coin corrected quite a bit. But I think impulses start here. Again, bumping at resistance. And you can see many of altcoins are bumping at these breakers here, where price just broke down. If we make this week work, this next week work, and we go above these breakers on altcoins, we have enough space, enough room and time to correct and retest them, and make that 30% correction ish to come retest, and the reactions should be very quick to just proceed to the upside and not waste time. Long drawn out corrections are going to be left in the past. We're going to have lots of liquidations, lots of volatility up and down. It will be so tiresome. You really need to take the time for yourself and your sanity if you want to survive this. It's fun. You can gamble. I remember just putting something in a coin, and I was like 10x in a few days. And of course, I didn't take profit. Of course, I rode it back to zero. But it's gonna be fun. And I wonder what next Safe Moon is going to be. What next? NFTs. What's the next narrative gonna be like? Okay, I see. I'm having a few requests here. Osmo. Okay, we did Osmo. Did I forget something else? Thoughts on Trias? I held Trias. I think, am I correct that KuCoin delisted this one? So this spike down happened. It was so refreshing to see this line, this cleared, this resistance cleared. You can see the reactions here, and just with one boom above. The chart looks great here. And it's also, I think this one is, KuCoin works with Chinese government or something. So that's something to look up for. But the correction was brutal here on this one. Yeah, this is nasty. Still, I think gains are to be made. Just don't know how seriously I should take this one. Since it had such a big correction and lots of FUD going around. I am cheering for it. I'm still having it at the back of my mind, as I held this one until April. I think it was April. Yeah, I was watching this one break down. Could you clarify, please? I believe you said Bitcoin doesn't expect any deep correction end of January. No, I don't think I said that. I think we're gonna have a correction here. We're gonna push up. Oh, what did I say? I think both altcoins and Bitcoin are gonna have a correction, but then Bitcoin should lead, altcoin should follow, but just a bit later, because I think Bitcoin should go for the top first, and altcoins should start grinding, and after the top of the Bitcoin is achieved, altcoins should accelerate for a blow off top for this wave. Why so many CT out there in X space use a fib levels on linear chart? This one was discussed so many times. And if something is not broken, it shouldn't be repaired, I think. Still, I think I have a linear chart. Wait, no, levels on log scale. Oh, okay. Oh, no, this one's on log scale. Default is without, yeah, linear. Because it works. I don't know how or why, but it does. Can you look at Gala? Okay, let's have some few alts. Gala. I've seen Metaverse having having a comeback. This is a great chart. This is a great one. It already cleared this, so even if you have a correction here, it's just a back test of this before it going higher. Again, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and off to wave 5. I hope this wakes up. It's nostalgic. Yeah, nice games. I don't know how in detail you expect me to analyze alts. I usually just do it briefly, as I think everything looks great. One of the laggards in top 11. AVAX. Do I have AVAX here? I don't. Oh, I have it as beta play. Laggards in top 11. Yeah, you could say that. I think an average alt did a 150% from the bottom. My minimum for AVAX is $290 for this wave 3, which is the least that I'm expecting it to reach. Here are some levels. I had it drawn out, obviously. Monthly resistance right at the top of wave 1. And local resistance, you should switch to a weekly chart or bi-weekly chart. This is not as clear. No. Yeah, this is not. This one. So at $57, and if it corrects, the support is right here. Perhaps a bit above. Yeah, 20%. Could Bitcoin gold ratio lead to a possible top in the cycles? Also a look at alchemy. I think I have this ratio right here. Yeah. This is a great breakout. You can see. And we've already closed above. Again, this is gonna run hard. And it's gonna outperform gold. You can see that I'm not using any indicators for my charting. I do. Oh, okay. Okay, I have something here, but I'm mostly using just RSI, OBV, not OBV, WTO, wave trend oscillator. This is a more. This one doesn't lag as much as MACD. I used to really use MACD. But this one turns faster. I don't know what it actually is, but it's a great way of spotting potential reversals of the trend. This will come in useful at spotting the tops and bottoms of waves that are in front of us. Next, I'm using only OBV, which is like candle closes in regards to volume traded. Can you alchemy? Okay, let's go alchemy. Okay, this is pretty straightforward. Breaker here, could not get above this. When it clears this resistance, it will probably be with one big push. That's how these resistances do get cleared in bull markets. Same goes for lithium. This supply zone, like an alchemy, should be cleared with one big push. This is March. I think the most valid option here is to count this as wave 1 and wave 2. If we are strictly going by Elliott wave rules, I don't know. I think this is a correction, wave 1 and wave 2, but since majority of altcoins were accumulating in this area, it's safe to assume that we should exclude this one, this price action. Let me tell. I have Metis here. You'll see what I mean. If I nope, not a good one. Metis, I'll have this one. Okay. This is a perfect chart for me. What is going on? Log. When Alchemy was making its highs, Metis was making its lows, and all the altcoin market was mimicking this one, this accumulation structure, where bottoms on alts in majority were achieved in September of 2023. Sorry. And I'm using this reference point because that's what I'm seeing on majority of alts. They made their impulsive waves here. Next one. This is another comparison for 2017 cycle. This correction on Metis was identical to what Bitcoin made from its correction 2014, and bottoming structure was the same to Bitcoin as well. So it's grinding up. I think it's going to accelerate soon. It's not going to mimic this structure, just like Render, for example. We were doing the same thing on Render, but it started to accelerate here a bit. Quorum. I don't think I've done this one. Okay. What can I gain from this one? Looks like a declining channel, the declining accumulation, and it's breaking out volume. Okay. Spring volume, August. That was that liquidation. How much is this in market cap? This one could run. Okay. think this is gonna be a good gainer. If I'm looking at horizontal supports, this is an area of interest to me. This is where it broke down. It was traded often here and it broke down. So that's hence why this was acting as resistance. You could say that we broke out and retested it. Hopefully it doesn't break down. Yeah, everything will pump, and the question is which will outperform exactly. You can't know. Can you please share the alt list you are following in TradingView? You mean this, everything that's on this list? I think I can publish it. Publish. Okay, I'll have it in mind, and if anyone is interested, I can share it. Okay. Can you look at CRV? CRV, the dreaded CRV. Man, I was telling people not to buy or not to long as long as it's traded below here, below this line. And yeah, in hindsight, it's obvious now, but the best risk to reward ratio was a breakout above this level. That's it. I saw people longing this breakdown, and it didn't go well. So I don't know. It looks fine. It was in a downtrend for 3 years, and you can see how it took out 500% almost. It took out price action from previous 2.5 years. It looks fine. If I was trying to make any sense in Elliott waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't know how this one will look, as it didn't have its one macro Y1 and wave 2 as most of other coins did. So I don't know how this will form. I really don't. And when do you expect the cycle top for alts? I've shared this information previously, but if I go back, I expect altcoins to top in September. I didn't save the fractal. Okay. Okay. Somewhere around September, October. Don't have these dates just set in stone. Be flexible, but just know that you have to exit in Q1. I have so many confluences with other analysts with what I'm seeing, that just be on high alert around starting from around early February. Can you chart Pepe and give your outlook on possible targets for this cycle? I'm not gonna talk about targets. I already mentioned that. But altcoins, I think that they are making moves. I don't know if I'm gonna go back in this one. I hope. Yeah, I've rotated some. I made profits, but Mumu is moves on its own. What can I say? Pepe. There are other analysts that do this one better than me. So, wow, it made an all-time high today. Nice, congratulations. I don't know what to say. I really don't know. Looks as though it's first impulse, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But I think Pepe is a pretty safe bet from here. This is all I can say. This was a retest. This was an ABC, a retest of the previous high, and it's now expanding. This is a beautiful chart. Congratulations if you have good entries on this one. Okay, when expect. Okay. What is your opinion on top of Bitcoin this cycle? 180k to 240k. I haven't made an analysis on my expectations for Bitcoin target, as I'm sure I'm gonna be wrong, but it's very high compared to others. My expectations. So I think I don't know if I should share this, but my expectations, if my analysis about the cycle is correct, then we should top at least at 200,000. Alright chain. This is a coin that I said I'm gonna regret not buying, and it's proving to be just that. I made an analysis here saying that was probably gonna move big. This is an expectation that I've made. You can see how fast it's moving. There are some divergences here forming. I don't know how much you should pay attention to divergences at this point. If you hold spot, this is a pretty safe play. I think we're bumping at, yeah. Hopefully ORI stays above 13.4 until the Sunday close, because it's gonna be right in between of this area. So perhaps some consolidation here, a week lower wouldn't hurt, and then it's prepared to go on some more upside. My minimum target for ORI was set here for this move, wave 3, at around $100. I remember buying this one almost at the top of previous cycle. And beta play, for if you want to go into this coin and you've already missed the gains, beta play for ORI is Airi. Airi is a small cap on ORI. Ethereum wave 3 target. If we go with an assumption, with an assumption that this was accumulation, which was, this one should be wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5, like the rest of the alts. Ethereum corrected. I'm having a hard time. Ethereum corrected 50%-ish. So a minimum move, since wave 2 and wave 4 are most of the time equal in correction, that would bring us to around $8,000 minimum for wave 3. CRV, I already did CRV. When is time to start the risking? When you set your plan. I'm not going to specify targets, but I already mentioned that Q1 is a good time to start. To probably just exit the market fully, and we'll go and take our time. We're gonna take our time to analyze if the market's gonna make wave 4 and wave 5. If I'm correct, hopefully I am. So the risking, I'm looking to start the risking around somewhere in February. I think yeah, January is gonna be the start of the insanity, somewhere in January. I don't want to speculate too much on these local corrections that should come. So I'll probably be posting more zoomed out charts from here. As I don't want to be I don't want to be the other distraction to your journey. Thanks for this. Okay, I think I'm gonna start wrapping now. I'm I'm taking a few ones. Okay, Axel. I have no idea what this one does, and generally I don't have an idea what any of my altcoins do. This one needs to clear this $1 psychological $1 area, 1 to, yeah, ish, to 10. This breaker is also resistant, so probably some waddling around here before it breaks out. Can you do Andy on Ethereum? I have Andy on Ethereum here. Here is Andy on Ethereum, and it looks great. Thanks for pointing it out. Okay. If I'm making any guesses, hope it's visible enough. Most of the altcoins are doing base channels now, and breakouts should see them go out of these channels. This is a base channel, wave 1. This is wave 1. If this is a primary count, so the primary, then this should be wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, intermediate, so a lesser the degree, and this one should be an even smaller degree, if you know what I mean, minor. And this should be now in the wave 3, the most powerful wave. In intermediate wave 3, the most powerful wave of the intermediate wave, and the wave 3 of the intermediate wave, the minor, also wave 3. So this move here should be the most powerful that you're gonna see on Andy this cycle. This move, and the minimum move here is at at least 600%. Do you expect a big sell-off around integration? I don't know. I'm not looking into narratives, so no. At least not for now. If there's in every event, forward-looking event, the market is already positioning. So if there was going to be a sell-off in inauguration day or whatever day it is, the weaknesses on charts should be shown by then. It should not come as a surprise. Okay, I'll do the graph lastly, and then I'll close the tweet. Hopefully this was an informative tweet for you, live stream for you. And we can do, if you're satisfied, we can do this more often. Last update I made on graph was correction from here. It went a little lower. This is a bear trap in my books, especially if you look at here. Total 3. This is a bear trap in my books. Sorry, I think it was here, yeah. We broke out, we deviated, made another low before going up. This, in my books, is the last bear trap that we had before we just ripped everything apart. Good thing about altcoins is that they've broke above macro resistance, at least for total 3, the higher caps, and any sort of correction would be only a retest of the previous high. Let me go back. The graph. Okay, so this is 700%. Okay, wave 1 ABC into support. We can measure this one. Okay, only 77%. Minimum target for this wave at 2.3. This one has a chance of making another all-time high, yes? I think it does. Okay, okay, I'm gonna just say and ZK roll-ups as the last one, since those are my alts. I've seen some frustration on Say, but I don't think it's rightfully so. Say is just in between two resistance zones. We can forget this one. Probably forget this one. And if we switch to 1 week, you can see this order block that was very significant. So Say is just in between this, and it has to work it out. It's bumping at 1 week and 2 weekly, bi-weekly resistance area at here. Next one is monthly. Probably gonna do the same here before expansion next. Minimum target is $6.6. And ZK, I love this chart. This is such a new coin. Broke above all meaningful resistances. And it, oh, sorry. And it just, this is gonna keep going. I mean, with the rest of them. So I really do love this chart, and I'm gonna hold it till the end, because I have a good entry on here. And that's it. Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully it was of satisfaction. Hope you've gained any useful information to help you navigate this cycle. And let me know in the comments, what would you improve? What do I need to do better next time? And yeah, hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.